What is going on, guys? How's it going today? My name is Scapenomics, and welcome back to another flipping and money-making live stream today, guys. Now, today, we are working with 2,120,000,000 GP today, hoping to turn that into another 5 mil profit. Just like last stream, we're going to have to see. Temporos Boss did come out today, so I do expect markets to have a little bit more volatility than they normally would, which means good margins for us. Very excited about that. Now, I don't think we need to waste too much time today. I do imagine we'll get a ton of questions on this live stream about how to handle the Dragon Harpoon situation, but we'll have a lot of people talking about how it crashed immediately on the update, which I said would be the case, by the way, but I do still see a high price point on the Dragon Harpoons as time goes on because, listen, if Temporos becomes somewhat meta or people like the content, Dragon Harpoons are still going to be needed, okay? We had a lot of people dump immediately. Very typical that that happens. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and get into the session. We have STW Benny says, how is everyone doing today? Good to see you, Benny. Let's crack into a couple of flips, guys. Now, we're going to start off the flipping session with the Twisted Bow. That's going to be a nice flip for us here today, and it's currently advertising about a 900k profit, so I would like to hit that if possible. We'll go ahead and list one of those, see if we can hit that. At the same time, we do have about a billion GP left, so we can go ahead and put that into some other items. The next item we're going to do is the Ancestral Road Bottom. Ancestral Road Bottom is currently advertising about a 350k margin. Don't think we'll get that, to be quite honest, but still probably a decent margin on them regardless. We're going to go ahead and list 8 of them. And in our last slot, we still have 537 mil. With this new meta out with the real-time prices, I try to flip less items total at once because it's a lot easier to track your margins. So I think I'm going to try to hop in on the scythe here, considering it does run us about 500 mil. And we'll try to get one of those traded as well. And we'll list that, let it do its thing. Whew, got our flips listed right away, super easy. And we have Paul Prince saying, hey dude, good to see you, Paul Prince. Thank you for tuning in today, man. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday. I know I am, and I'm ready to crack into some flips tonight. Now we also have Benny saying, I made 400k overnight yesterday, or today, excuse me. Did you make that off high volume flips or lower volume flips, Benny? Let me know, man. Because I know if you've made a 400k profit, that's pretty good with your cash stack, considering you are in the middle of a rebuild. So let me know how you actually went about executing those overnights. Were they high volume, lower volume? Let me know, man. Now just do that a couple more nights, man. Build up that cash stack. Easy peasy. Koinonia says, howdy, howdy. Good to see you, Coin. Thank you for tuning in. We also have Jay Hefner over on Twitch. He says, man, since daylight savings, these streams have been live at the perfect time. And we also have Saints. Oh, good to see you, Jay, man. We have Saints Van in Van saying, hey, I haven't been able to tune into your live streams lately, but listening in on you while I upload them on YouTube while I train construction, almost 99. When you upload them on YouTube. Got it. Amazing. Thank you, Saint, man. I do appreciate that. Congrats on the soon-to-be 99 in construction. Very respectable and very awesome, man. Congrats on that. And ST Benny says, high volume. That's awesome, man. You really can't complain about a 400k profit with a small stack on high volume items, considering how safe it is. And again, Paul Prince says, yeah, man, I'm good. I enjoyed your overnight video. Thanks for that. We will have another overnight video coming out, by the way, guys, that uses actual examples from me flipping overnight. That guide, I just wanted to get out right off the bat so I could help you guys out as soon as possible. It does take me quite some time to make videos and actually put them together, so I do apologize that I don't have faster turnarounds on a lot of this stuff. It's not that easy for me. I really do take time when I make these videos. I'm not saying I have, like, the best edits or anything like that, but the content is there. I do put a lot of thought in beforehand, as to, you know, what I want to say in the video or what I want to talk about. And I'd rather spend time making a quality guide than just rush something out for you guys just for the enjoyment and just the subscription count, right? So I'd rather put out something quality. Feels a little bit better when I do that, and again, that's why I'm doing it. But we did execute a flip on this Twisted Bow, made us about 890k. Like I said earlier in the live stream, I do expect margins to be a little bit bigger today. We'll have a little bit more volatility today as well, considering it's a pretty active time today with the new Temporos update. Now, I do imagine we're going to get a lot of questions regarding the Dragon Harpoon today and what to do about that situation. I would be very, very, very shocked if we didn't get enough of those. So anyway, let's go ahead and list the Ancestral Road Bottoms here. We're going to get a couple of those going and list them on the exchange. Just some magic logs, Zami wines, and some planks. Very nice. Yeah, definitely post your 99 in the Discord. Jared Guzman says, it's time Well, what's up, Flipping Pro? Good to see you, Jared, man. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Now, if you are enjoying it, by the way, guys, definitely drop a like today. We're going to try to make some bank today. We're off to a good start with that Twisted Bow coming in for about 890K. Maybe we can get another one of those going. Not sure. Going to hope for the best on that, and we'll see if we can get one. We haven't got the Scythe yet, which isn't alarming, but I was hoping we'd have one by this point in time. It does look like the Scythe has gone up a little bit in margin here, so I am going to adjust my offers to accommodate for that, and we'll see if we can get another one. It came up like 500K in price to where we were previously listed, so we should be okay getting another one at a little bit higher of a price. Now, how's the flipping been for you guys this week? Have you been flipping earlier today as well? I want to know if the markets are actually looking a little bit better today than they were maybe yesterday, even with the Temporos boss update. Now, I know that Temporos won't necessarily make all items go crazy, but typically on update days where new content is added into the game that people can try out, certain items do have a lot higher volume and go a little bit crazy. Obviously, the Dragon Harpoons, Crystal Tool Seeds, Smoldering Stones are some of those items that do that. But at the same exact time, it does affect the markets overall, right? There's just more people online, more trades being made, so it really does affect the market nonetheless on items that you wouldn't even expect. Things like the Twisted Bow, the Scythe of Vitur, these items are affected, and they tend to have better margins on these update days, even though they're not even used in the update, which is the craziest thing. So that's what I'm trying to capitalize on today. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a better margin here as we go through the day, and hopefully make some bank. Kelvin popping in, he says, been a while since I've been able to watch your stream / play RuneScape, but hi, Sierra, good to see you, Kelvin. Thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you like the new name if it's been that long, and I do appreciate you stopping by. Matthew York says, could you do a lower cash stack episode? Matthew, I probably won't do one live, but I could make a video on smaller cash stack flipping with real-time prices. Let me know if you would be interested in that. Also, Matthew, good to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely drop a like if you are enjoying, man. Really would appreciate it. And we have Apple Slice 2 also saying the Elysian has been really good today. We'll have to check it out. I also heard the Spectral was actually pretty good today as well, so maybe we'll rotate away from the Scythe of Vitur and actually go towards that Spectral. I would like to try and hit these Ancestral Row Bottoms because they are still advertising a good margin. We'll have to see. Digging the new name for sure. Thank you, Kelvin, man. Lower cash tag video would be highly appreciated, says Jared. I definitely can put one out, guys. Let me think about when I'll do that. Maybe this weekend. I do want to get the overnight video out as well, so I'm kind of bouncing between priorities on that one, but I'll definitely work on it. Saints fan says, let's see a Zolver scale flip. You want to? Okay, we can do one. It's not that expensive to do them, so we might as well get it done. Now, we do have this Twisted Bow that just came back in as well. I do think the margin on it is... The current margin that the wiki is stating is a little bit lower than I think it actually is. So I'm going to get a little bit greedy with this Twisted Bow, boys. Try to sell it for a little bit higher than the margin. We'll see if it happens. And we'll get these Zolver scales going at the same time. I will put another item in because flipping Zolver scales is so easy. And it's such easy money. I mean, it's a shame if you miss out flipping Zolver scales or if you forget to flip them. Considering how easy they really are worth the effort, except when they have a 1 GP margin. Then they're not really worth it. So we're not going to do those quite yet. Also, our offer on the Ancestral Row Bottoms did get cut a little bit, so we have to adjust that. I still put in very high quantities when I'm not meant to. It's just like a habit of mine, I guess. Let's see here. That looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and get a couple of those listed and get that sold off. Now, we do have the Ancestral Row Bottom as well. I would like to turn around and sell this on the exchange here. And let's see. We've got it going for a decent margin today. I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, but we'll see if we can sell this thing off for a couple 100K here. Billy Vic says, I made 350k in 1 hour, haven't flipped for a week, and this real-time prices is hitting pretty hard with the low cash tax. Billy, I think there is still opportunity with some higher volume items. If you're focusing on high volume items and flipping them the same way that you used to, things like sharks, blood runes, Zulrah scales, things like that, I don't know how much cash you have to work with, but you still should be able to turn a decent profit per hour, upwards of about a 1 mil an hour, even with smaller stacks, maybe like a 10 mil stack. 5 mil might be a little bit harder, but a 10 mil stack can return about 1 mil an hour flipping high volume exclusively. So I would be surprised if you still are having trouble in that regard, but definitely can help you out if you are struggling. Let me know exactly what you're struggling with the real-time price update, and we'll try to work with it, and we'll try to like talk you through it, see if I can give you any tips, and we'll get to a better solution to make a little bit more bank per hour. But how is everyone doing today? Let me know in the live chat. Hopefully the flipping has been good for you guys today. We're going to see if this session is going to be good for us today or not. The Twisted Bow started off very, very strong today, so we're going to have to see if that continues. Twisted Bow is looking a little bit iffy right now, but we're going to hold strong. STW Benny says, I've been making some good GP on Ranar seeds. Usually they have about a 300 GP margin and they buy and sell quite fast. Very good margin on those. Not that great though, only 300 GP. And I know that the limit every 4 hours on those Ranar seeds is like, I think it's like 200. So it's not that high. Something to keep in mind. Delvy giving us the 100s in the chat. Good to see you, Delvy. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to the live stream. What did you guys think of the video, by the way, today? Did you think it was a good video? Did you think it was a bad video? I know you guys want those real-time overnight price examples, but I haven't been able to get to it yet. I do apologize. I wanted to put out a video on the guidance of how to do these overnights/investments, so let me know if it helped you guys out. Now, we do need to keep on top of our prices here. Now, the Twisted Bow looking a little bit iffy, not going to lie, but we will hold through the tough times on that thing. I think the Ancestral Row Bottoms might have a little bit too much competition, so I would like to switch on to another item. Now, one thing that's a little bit funky today that I didn't expect is I expected there to be a lot more volatility today, a lot more trades going through, and a lot less certain prices, you know what I mean? Like, I thought there would be a lot more volatility, but there's not a lot of trades going on right now, which is odd. Or maybe there's just a lot of competition, but I mean, we've sat on these Spectral Shields for quite some time, and we just got our first one, so very interesting. Oh, it's Flagger the Gifted. Had to change my name for business purposes. Very nice, man. Well, hopefully that's working out for you as well. We did sell the Ancestral Row Bottom. Nice little profit on that. Already up to a mil in profit about 12 minutes into this live stream. So very, very nice so far. We still have 322 mil on hand. We're going to cycle that into the Abyssal Bludgeon. Which, by the way, Abyssal Bludgeon coming down a ton in price, guys. Don't really know why, but I'll tell you one thing, all I know is it's coming down in price, okay? Jay Hefner says, I like the vid, commented twice for the algo. Jay Hefner, you're a real one, man. Thank you for that. Do appreciate it. Definitely go drop a like on the YouTube as well. We need those likes, guys. We need those likes, okay? We also have Light Up the L popping in. He says, yo, my bad. I didn't mean to make it Monday. Had to go to a viewing. Hope it went well. It did go well. Don't worry. I think we made 5.3 mil on Monday, so definitely a solid session nonetheless. Unfortunately, we couldn't have you there, man, but we did have a good session nonetheless. So welcome to the stream today. It's going pretty well so far. We are trying to get in on the Spectral Shields. Like I said earlier in the stream, I do expect a lot of questions about the Dragon Harpoon today, and I feel like markets are going to be better than average with this new Temporal's Boss update, but as of right now, it doesn't look like anything too crazy as far as pricing goes. So again, we're still trying to figure it out for today. We do have half of our Spectral Shields bought up. It would be a shame not to go ahead and sell these back at this point. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Odd price information on these right now. It's weird because these Spectral Shields, it says the margin is actually crashing down in price, but I really don't find that to be the truth, to be quite honest. We're going to risk it for a little bit here, and we'll keep all of our other offers in. A little bit of stagnation in the markets right now, which again, I didn't expect. I expected a lot of things to be more volatile today, but it doesn't seem like it's the case. And the Twisted Bow did come down in margin a little bit here, but it was near the margin that I had listed, so I'm definitely not upset about that at all. Although this next one, we're not going to make nearly as much money on. Jared says, would you prefer flipping pre-patch or post-GE patch? That's a really good question. Honestly, these Spectral Spirit Shields are buying up really, really quick. We might have some price action on those here. I am being very, very, I'm taking a little bit of risk on these right now, considering how fast they're buying, but I do think we're going to be okay as long as we can buy through this little quote-unquote dump that we're experiencing. Should be okay in the long run. But as far as flipping with the real-time price information or flipping beforehand, I kind of like flipping prior to the real-time pricing because prices were a lot more ambiguous. You could kind of sit back with your flip a lot more and be very, very tame in the way that you manage your margins. That's actually not the case anymore. You have to be very, very on top of everything you're flipping. For example, we did list these Abyssal Bludgeons, but like a minute later, they didn't really work out for us and the margins already moved. So that means we have to adjust our offers, and it just makes it a much more manual process, which I have to say is not my preference. Now, I would like to go ahead and flip one of these Elysian Spirit Shields, but it doesn't really look like we're going to have enough money on hand to do that. Maybe I'll go back in on the Scythe of Vitur, considering it does look like it is running up in price right now, and I'd hate to miss out on that. Delvey says, I quit RuneScape at level 120, but I don't know why. Watching you makes me want to go back to playing, but COD Warzone got me stuck playing the dang game. I mean, COD Warzone is a great battle royale, man. I mean, it's hard to argue that it's not, so I could see why you're sucked into that game. Arguably the best, if you had to ask me. Although I haven't played it in quite some time. Like, I kind of played it when it came out, but ever since then, I haven't really touched it too much. Too busy flipping some margins on RuneScape. You guys know how it is. No luck on the Spectrals yet. We are waiting for the Scythe of Vitur as well. Trying to get one of those. Jeez. And again, still waiting for that Twisted Bow as well. Shouldn't have too much difficulty selling this off. We're at a pretty low margin on it, so I think we should be able to flip it without too much trouble. I would like to get another item going, but I don't really know what to attack right now with our 102 mil cash stack here. We did get that Twisted Bow off, but we definitely did not make that much on that second Twisted Bow. But we'll go back in and try to adjust the price around and see if we can pick up a cheap one again. Try to make a little bit of money on that. Now, we did get the Spectral Shields to start selling off, which is very, very good. I'm very happy about that. It was looking a little bit iffy because the margin completely crashed on itself and it was very tiny. So I'm happy that we're actually able to sell the current Spectral Shields we have for about 120k margin each. And what I actually did in that scenario is I was noticing that the margin was very, very tight on the item. Now, anytime a margin gets very, very tight, the item is either going to shoot up in price or it's going to crash in price. That's usually what happens. I just kind of risked it and said it's probably going to go back up in price, considering that Spectral Shields are a lower volume item, and I was picking some up at the lowest buy point pretty quickly. So I just guessed that there wasn't going to be any additional supply, and turns out that actually was the case, and we are starting to sell them for a nice little 120k margin. We'll secure that as quickly as we can. Jared says, bless you. Thank you, man. Do appreciate it. We have Delvey saying, your religion is not Christian, it is flipping, and bless your OG Grand Flipper. I mean, I don't think so. I've just been doing this for a long time. I don't think I'm like the best flipper in the game, but I will say I do have some experience when it comes to active flipping on the Grand Exchange. And of course, I'm trying to share that knowledge with you guys every step of the way. So if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping in old school RuneScape, definitely let me know. If you want to connect with me outside of these live streams, feel free to join us on Discord. There's a link in the description below for that. We have a Discord of over 2,000 members who are dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. Also, be sure to drop a like, really helps me out a lot, and thank you for tuning in. That's all I can say. Melon says, first time seeing you live. Your vids got me into flipping again. Leave a like for the algorithm. Hee hee. Thank you, Melon, man. What's up, man? I'm so glad you caught me live, dude. I mean, I feel like I try to get everyone who finds the channel to at least catch one live stream because I think the interaction we can have on these live streams is super, super fun. And it's just a super great environment. We have a lot of people in the chat who are obviously as addicted to flipping as I am, it seems. And it's just a really good environment to not only learn how to flip with your cash stack, but just connect with other flippers in general, see what kind of, you know, strategies they're using to make money. And you can talk about any updates you guys have been going through, or any updates that are coming to the game, or how you're handling those updates. And of course, I'm here to talk to as well, and really give that live feedback with any question you might have. Now, we still are waiting for some stuff to go through here. I do want to try to cycle into the Avernick Defender hilts because they're currently advertising a little bit over a 300k margin, about 350k margin, so not really sure what I'm going to do about that. I would like to get another item going, though, maybe besides the Scythe of Vitur here. It's just taking a little bit too long, in my opinion, and we do have a lot of cash to go ahead and work with, so... Again, I did say I wanted to go in on the Elysian, so maybe I'll try to get one Elysian going here and see if we can actually do that. Now, the Elysian has been a little bit crazy recently here in the game. I mean, if you guys saw the video on this, I think last week, then you noticed that I held an Elysian through a major crash, and I still ended up making basically break even on the Elysian after about 45 minutes to an hour. So I do know that the Elysian has been going through some pretty crazy price swings, and I definitely don't want to push it when it comes to flipping these Elysians. We're going to be very patient in the way that we do handle that situation. Now, we're going to use this one of our extra slots in the Grand Exchange here to actually sell this Spectral Shield back. I could just cancel this offer and add it in there, but I think it's fine where it is, just like that. We do have 869 mil on hand still, and I would like to get that into another item as quickly as possible. And I maybe want to do those Justiciar armor sets. Now, these are a little bit more competitive than they used to be. The Justiciar armor sets kind of used to be a secret item, right? Where not a lot of people would really flip them. Never really a lot of competition on the item. And if you just waited, you would usually get a very good flip. Now, since the real-time price information came out, that is no longer the case within the game, as people can see the price and the margin on it, and it kind of gets very competitive, and the margins get very, very destroyed. When are you going to put in your resume for platinum and flipping money? I don't know, man. Hopefully, the Grand Exchange clerks talk to me sometime soon. We also have Paul Prince saying, would it be possible to get a video of you running through your choices of items on the wiki and how you work on listing your prices? Yeah, we could do that, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, for example, like, if you want to flip an item actively, you just take the margin from the wiki and list, like, 5 or 10k above that margin, and then you just wait. It's really that simple. And then as time goes on, if that margin moves, you just adjust it accordingly. That's Escape-nomic strat. Pull him in with vids and keep him here with the stream/Discord. No, I mean, listen, everything I do, it's for, well, hopefully, first of all, entertainment, so hopefully you're having a good time watching the stream, but, of course, the second thing is teaching you guys how to flip and make money in RuneScape. I mean, if you're not dedicated to making money, then you probably won't be that active in the Discord, you know, you might not tune into every stream. You know, believe it or not, these streams are for you guys, man. I mean, I'm just super passionate about flipping and money making in-game, and I want to teach as many people as possible to do that, so if you're enjoying it, that's just the icing on the cake, in my opinion, but we're definitely here to teach you guys a couple things about flipping and money making and just improve that GP per hour. That's really it, because flipping is the best way to make money in RuneScape. I believe that. I've been preaching that for a long time. It's the only moneymaker in this game that scales with your cash stack directly, at least, and I honestly think it's the best way to make money, even if you only have a 10 mil stack, legitimately. German says, the stream is not fun if you list the same items that I do. I think you're listing the same items that I do, to be quite honest, German. But, hey, there's no way to prove it. So, anonymity? Anyway. Wait, so, German, we're probably looking at the same list, man, and pulling the same margins from the same list because they're the best margins, you know what I mean? So, I do apologize if I'm raining on your parade a little bit. Now, interesting situation on the Pharaoh Scepters as well, currently trading for about 2.7 mil each after they put the changes in. Now, I knew those changes were going to go in, guys. I said, just if you want to get in on them, just hold them for a while, and it does look like they are going up in price, so not surprised to see that at all. And we'll have to see the future price point on those Pharaoh Scepters. Going to be interesting to see that. Let's see here. I do want to get another item going here. Maybe we can do the Arcane Spirit Shields as well. Profit is not as good as I was hoping today. We are 23 minutes in, so we're still early on in the stream, but I do want to get a couple more items going as far as profit goes. Delphi says, I'm a little confused. Where's the blue ribbon beer? I think you're missing 1 or 6, brother. Not on Wednesday, man. Usually we do drink a beer on the weekends with our stream, but not today, unfortunately. Although we haven't had blue ribbon in a while. We've been more on the Miller Lite trend as of lately. German says, probably a huge hug, man. Excellent content. Thank you, German, man. Seriously, appreciate that a ton. It's just very great to feel like when you guys say you enjoy the videos, it's very great feeling as a creator. So, thank you for letting me know, man. But also, guys, if you are enjoying this live stream in specific, definitely drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. I mean, if you are enjoying it, like, that's the icing on the cake, like I said earlier. So definitely let me know. And thank you for all the kind words, guys. Now, let's go ahead and list... Wait, is this right? I think we're good about there. I do want to try and flip one Ancestral Robe set. It does look like it's advertising a pretty decent margin right now, so I would like to see that. We're already off margin on the Just Issue armor sets, though, unfortunately. I think that's right. Let me check. Yeah, that's good. OSRS Clue says, sup, man, ever flipped when drunk? Yes, Clue, we actually did a live stream. What's up, by the way, man? Good to see you. We did a live stream, I think it was maybe like 3 months back, where every meal I made in profit, I had to drink a beer. And that was like a 6-hour-long stream. We had a blast that stream. I mean, it's probably one of the most fun streams we've ever had. Maybe besides the 24-hour stream, okay? But that was a super fun time. I think everyone in that stream really, really enjoyed it. And I would imagine we'll do another stream like that sometime soon. NL Demon says, what is a good strategy to flip with 10 mil? If you're flipping with a 10 million GP cash stack, what you're going to want to do is flip high volume items and just focus on flipping those effectively and quickly. Items like the Sharks, Monkfish, Mana Rays, Zalra Scales, Blood Runes, Death Runes, Law Runes, Nature Runes, Air Orbs would be a good option as well. Amethyst Crystal would be really good as well. We have Octoman giving us 10 bits. He says, paying GE tax. Oh, wait. Is this from last video? No, paying GE tax. Last video was very nice. Also, YouTube 24 watching and only 13 likes. Y'all being kind of weird, he says. Appreciate the bits, man. Seriously. Thank you, man. We have Clue saying, love it. Does sound fun. It is very, very fun. It gets a little bit tough as we go forward, right? Or like as we drink beers, it gets a little bit harder to manage margins and things like that. But that's part of the stream, man. It's how we overcome the intoxication. Let's try and get in on a... Oh, actually, we just got those Arcane Spirit Shields, so very nice. I don't really feel like these Justiciar armor sets are working out too great, and I'm not that crazy about the Ancestral Robe set either. I do want to leave the Elysian for a little bit longer, because I feel like if we get a good deal on the Elysian, it could be a bank flip for the stream. Now, what I'm going to do is the Dragon Hunter Lance, guys. Now, the Lance is currently advertising a stronger margin than I typically see it at these days, so I actually want to go in on these and flip a few of them back and forth. And we'll do about 5 of those. No. So if you're flipping high volume, you want to focus on anything like... I would say anything over a 3 GP margin is really what you're going to want to go for. 2 GP margins are okay if you're in a pinch and you can't find great margins, but, you know, you're going to want to flip items that have like 2 to 10 GP margins. You shouldn't be flipping things for 1 GP. It's just not worth it. But those high volume items are going to trade very quickly. They're going to have a bigger margin than you expect, I think. Whew. All right. We're about 27 minutes into the stream today, guys. Things are going super, super well as of right now. We do have the Arcane Spirit Shields and the Dragon Hunter Lances on margin here, so we're going to keep track of those as we go on. Now, we did buy an Arcane Spirit Shield, but it currently says we're off margin for that, so I think I'm going to leave that where it is for now. NL says, okay, good to know. Yeah, man, of course. Let me know if you have any other questions about flipping in old school RuneScape. I do have a ton of videos on my channel if you need a little bit more guidance. And we even have smaller cash tag videos as well, right? I think I have like 3 10 mil flipping guides, as well as a 10 to 100 mil flipping series that you can check out as well. Should be very helpful in finding some items to flip. Let's see. We still are getting those lances, so we'll leave those there. A little bit skeptical about the Elysian, considering we're coming up on that 10-minute mark, and the prices currently on that Elysian are outdated. So I do imagine someone who doesn't have the Grand Exchange plugin on is actually flipping those Elysians back and forth, and the price is not getting tracked, and they're kind of controlling that margin right now. So I think leaving our price listing where it is fine. I do imagine it will come up or down in price after that man is done flipping the margins. We'll just leave it where it is for now. And, of course, guys, if you are enjoying the live stream, definitely drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. We still are waiting for those lances to come in. I thought they'd come in a little bit faster, to be honest, but I guess they are coming in pretty quickly if we are being honest. Let's turn around and sell these lances, though. Slowly waiting for these flips to fill. It does look like this Elysian Spirit Shield might come down in price. The sell offer did update, and I don't want to move the buy offer because I honestly think there's a good chance it fills. But you can definitely see, if you were someone who watched my live streams before we did the before the real-time pricing came into old school RuneScape, then you know that my strategy with flipping on these streams has definitely changed a lot. You know, now my focus is really to only get 2 to 3 items or 3 to 4 items going, I'd say, and really focus on those margins. Whereas beforehand, I was more focused on like flipping as many items as possible and securing as many margins as possible within the time frame. Now I'm kind of just looking for what are going to be the best margins that I can flip without too much struggle and without too much competition, really. So before, I used to just fill out my Grand Exchange because margins were not available to everybody. But now, since everyone can see every single margin, I think it's more important to focus down on a couple items and really try to secure your profit on those items themselves. Now, we will do the Dragon Warhammer again. We did list these earlier in the stream, but we weren't actually able to get any, so I would like to try and get back in on these. We can only flip about 2 at a time, though, so we'll let that do its thing where it is. Great to see everybody today, though. Thank you for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of the new video that I put out today. Did you like how I analyzed items in that video? Did it help you out at all? If you have any questions from that video as well, let me know. I would like to talk about it with you guys if you do need additional help. And this is the best platform to do that, these live streams. We're currently about 31 minutes into the stream today, 2.17 mil in profit. It's not amazing. It's a little bit on the lower side for my average profit per hour. So I'm hoping we can fill out this Elysian and actually get a better profit, but it does look like we're still off margin on that Elysian, so maybe I'll cycle out of it, try to get in on a different item here, and hopefully we can actually do that successfully. Try to get back in on that Ancestral Robot. It's actually looking really good again. And there's a Dragon Warhammer as well. We're going to turn around and sell that. Let that do its thing for a little bit here, and we just got both of them as well, so we're actually going to list this second one back as well. Super simple, making a decent profit on those if we can get them through. Also, the Ancestral Robotums would be quite nice to get those going as well, but I don't know how confident I feel about those, to be quite honest. Also, let's turn around and sell some of these Arcane Spirit Shields too. First Dragon Warhammer has sold off, bringing us to a 2.22 million GP profit. Super nice. We also have Delvey saying, who are the top RuneScape richest players? Can you show us? I don't know who the absolute richest player is. I think if someone was the richest player, they're probably keeping it on the down low. But if I had to guess, SparkMac has to be one of the richest. I mean, he is super wealthy. I think you're wealthy, brother, with your knowledge. I'm not that wealthy. I have about a little bit over max cash, maybe like 2.5 bill, I think is what I'm sitting at, which is not that much, but that doesn't include my bank value. With my bank value, maybe like 3 mil or so, or not 3 mil, 3 bill, which is, I think that's pretty decent. Definitely not a poor player, I'd say. I would like to get this at 928 mil to work, although none of these really high, high margin items look that great to me, to be quite honest. I will scroll through my list here, see if I can find anything that looks a little bit better, but as of right now, I'm not seeing anything that really shoots out at me. Although I will say these Avernic Defenders do look like a pretty good margin, but I haven't had a lot of success flipping the Avernic Defenders because as real-time prices came out, these things just got way more competitive, and considering how low volume they are, it makes them super competitive and hard to actually flip. So again, we'll have to see. Melon says, your latest video was great. I'm still a little bit lost interpreting graphs, specifically with all the crashes in high volume items, but it did shed some light on the issue. Now, that will happen a lot with high volume items, right? Like, things are going to go up a lot in price and come down a lot in price regarding updates, regarding the economy in general, regarding just natural demand as well. So it's not that easy to talk through every specific situation, but I can give the best tips on how I analyze that and show you guys how I do my process, and then hopefully you can learn how I do the process, maybe, incorporate that strategy into analyzing your own items, and then you can basically analyze any item at any point in time. But that video was basically meant for overnight investments. It does talk about investments in general, but specifically for overnights, that video is going to help you out a lot. But we will have another version of that coming out as well. We're going to wait on these Arcane Spirit Shields. We did get another one. I am going to actually cut back on those, though. I don't really want to spend too much time trying to flip all of these Arcane Spirit Shields, considering how long they're taking. So we are going to leave them at their higher price here. Hopefully they do break through that and they do sell. And we do have a lot of items going on right now as well. Would like to get another Twisted Bow going, though. We'll let that sit there, do its thing for now. Have you had success, consistent success with Inquisitor sets? I have not flipped Inquisitor at all since the real-time price update. I don't think it's really that great of an item anymore. It's way too low volume to really make a lot of money on it. That being said, overnight, it probably has a lot of potential. I just haven't done it yet at all, and I might do it in the new overnight video that I'm doing, just because it is a good overnight option. But I definitely have had big success with Inquisitor in the past. I've also gotten burned on Inquisitor in the past. It's kind of one of those items, you know what I mean? Delvey says, what position of wealthy do you think you are right about now? In comparison to, like, all the players in Runescape? I mean, that's a good question. Probably top 10% out of every account, I think. But, again, that's just a guess. But, like, I'm not in the 1% by any means. There are some really, really wealthy RuneScape players. Let's see if I can get another simple item going here. The chain skirts actually look okay right now. We will go in on those. Then I kind of have to cycle through all of my margins again, like, see what's really looking good for us today as far as these flips go. And on top of that as well, seeing if, like, we actually are on margin for a lot of this stuff, because it has been a minute since we have actually flipped these. Let's check up on everything here. We're a little bit off margin on the Lance, but it should be okay. The Ancestral Robe Bottoms have been sitting for a while, and we haven't had any luck on those, so even though we are on margin, we're not really on margin, you know what I mean? The price is a little bit outdated, but technically we are still on margin for that, so I guess we'll leave it for now. The Arcane Spirit Shield, we're actually off margin for. We're still in a profitable range on those, so maybe it's worth just cutting these down and trying to sell off the next few that we have. And just take the profit where it is. Unfortunately, it's not as good as the profit as we were seeing beforehand, but again, sometimes you just take what you can get and move on to different items. 230 or 2.39 mil right now. Our average is a little bit lower than we have had in the past couple of live streams, but that could change at any minute as soon as we get some price updates here. And that Twisted Bow is looking a little bit iffy as far as the margin goes as well, but I'm going to leave it for now. We are selling the Arcane Spirit Shields, which is good. Happy to secure the margin on those. What, 145k for each Arcane Spirit Shield? That's really not too bad, actually. Although we were looking at like 250k prior to adjusting the price, so we could have made a lot more. Sometimes you just take what you can get and you keep rolling with the punches. I think now that you have access to so many different items with these real-time prices, it's better just to flip items and secure those margins and honestly move on from there, right? Because there's so many items you can discover now. Taking a look at more items here while I wait for this current stuff to buy up. And the funny thing is, I used to like harp on building a flipping list, right, of good items that you should flip, you know, every day in and day out, every flipping session. But these days, it's just not really as important because you can find the best margins just on the front page of the wiki and honestly go off those. Now, it's also very easy to build a favorites page now on the OSRS price wiki. So I think there is still value in making a flipping list. I'm not saying there's not, but it's just not as important as it used to be. We have Robert L. popping in as well as Al Harith, both saying, yo, good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. And Gravid as well, popping in saying, what is up? Good to see you, Gravid, man. Thank you for tuning in today. It's been a while. It's good to have you back. I know you're always coming in and checking up on me, though, so thank you. Do appreciate that. And guys, of course, please drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. We're still out here. We're still flipping 4 years later, believe it or not, so we're still trying to make that profit and securing that RuneScape GP. But regardless, we have everything going right now. I'm currently checking my margins on the OSRS wiki, making sure everything is looking good. Now, the Avernix do look like a pretty good item for us to go in on now. Not going to go too crazy as far as investing into them at this moment in time, but I will keep an active eye on that margin, try to get a couple more here in the short term. And we are actually a little bit off margin on those, but I do expect the margin to come back down again, considering the margin is very, very tight on those right now. And really looks like the scythe is bullish right now as well. I do my best, says Griffith. Hopefully you're doing well, man. How are you? I think you moved cities, right? That's what you were telling me. But anyway, hopefully the move went well. Hopefully you're making some money. You're saving it up. And we're doing the same thing here today, just on RuneScape. It's a little bit different. We are branching out into a little too many items right now, but I do want to get this Kodai one going because the margin just updated on it, and it would be a shame not to secure that margin the way it looks right now. We're going to clear about maybe 200k if we can flip some Kodais here, so we'll give that a shot as well. We do have the Twisted Bow listed. It's looking a little bit rough. I think we'll be able to fill it out at its current price level, but I'll tell you one thing that's not working out, and that's these Ancestral Row buttons. We've waited for those for a while, still haven't really gotten too many of those. We're just going to be very patient on getting a new item in there and really getting that moving back and forth. I moved out same city though, away from my parentals. There you go, man. Always a great accomplishment as well, man. Good feeling at least. Ray Leo says, do you find it harder to flip while streaming? I imagine there might be some snipers. Absolutely, Ray, absolutely. And that has always been a problem on these streams is, you know, you guys can see what I'm flipping, right? And you can't necessarily see the margin, but since there's real-time prices now, it gets a little bit iffy. And there definitely is some snipe action that we have to deal with. Eventually, I think we'll get to the point where the sniping is too much and we literally will not be able to live stream anymore, but we're not that popular yet, so we can still get away with it for now. Although I do imagine it happens. It's a little bit of a struggle, but what are you gonna do, man? I love flipping, and doing it live for you guys is just so much fun, so I can't help it. Now, we are 42 minutes in. We got about 2.9 mil in profit as of right now, about to break that 3 mil mark. Really hoping we can get some really great margins here in the latter half. That way, we can actually secure that 5 mil goal that we're trying to get here today. We are actually having a lot of luck moving items back and forth, though, so that's a very, very good sign. And it's always a good session when, even if you're not making that much money on you know, singular flips, if you can get things moving back and forth, it just feels mentally like you're making good money. And sometimes it's just better to secure those smaller margins, get them flipping frequently and consistently than chasing those large margins. I honestly feel that way very, very strongly, and it's honestly part of my strategy as well. A lot of you know I won't sit on flips for too long. So if I do, it's an accident, and it's sometimes on these streams that will happen, but for the most part. We do have a decent margin on the Ceradoman Godsword, but it's not really good enough for me to feel good about it. We did get the Kodais, though, so if we can actually sell these Kodais, we'll be in a very, very good spot. Where did they go? Okay, there they are. And we're going to sell those Kodai ones back. We're going to pick up a few more as well. Try to get those coming in and try to sell them back for a nice little profit. By the way, guys, F it, 20-minute delay. But the problem with, see, we've talked about that in the past too, Ray. And the problem with the delay is then if someone asks a question, I don't get to it until 20 minutes later. And when it's real time like this, it feels a lot better, like, to captivate the audience. You know what I mean? It's, because it's real time. You guys get to chat with me, ask me questions in real time, get a response in real time. If I wanted to teach pure flipping content, then yeah, I could put the delay on, but it's, you know, it is about teaching you guys how to flip, but it's also a little bit about having fun, catching up with me, and catching up with you guys as well, because as much as we like to sit at the Grand Exchange all day and flip items here, it's also good to have some friends online that I can chat with and discuss strategies with and just get to know a little bit better. Are you going to try the new fishing boss? Saints fan, I think I'm going to do it this weekend, but yes, I am going to try the new boss. I think it's very interesting. German says, Snipe has no sense now. I'm literally avoiding what you are flipping. Yeah, it doesn't have any sense, but like someone who might have a little bit less experience flipping might see the items I'm flipping and just assume they are good items to flip, which, yes, maybe they're showing a good margin, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good flip for you to try out, if that makes sense. Let's see. Got these Kodais going here. I'm trying to get back in on the Armadillo chain skirts. We're going to cut back on the Ancestral Row bottoms. We've tried a million times, not working out for us. Although, one thing that I do want to go in on is that Elysian Spirit Shield. Now, we had these listed for a little bit earlier. I do want to go back in on it. Hoping we can get one for here. We'll have to see. It'll be tough. Delay. Griffin, you can't trick me like that anymore, okay? You got me once, I'm not falling for it again. But one thing that you can fall for is hitting that like button. Definitely would appreciate it. If you've made some bank since the real-time price update, definitely feel free to drop that like button. If I've helped you out at all, hit the like button. If you woke up this morning, drop a like. If you breathed this morning, drop a like, okay? It's that simple, okay? I don't make the rules around here, I just enforce them. You're going to buy an Ellie. I'm going to try to buy an Ellie. We'll see if it actually ends up buying through. We are a little bit beneath the margin right now, but the buy price is a little bit outdated. So we'll see if that actually fills. My guess is probably not, considering the sell price is going up. So it might work, it might not. You had me at breathe. What, you didn't wake up either? Okay. Gravid zombie confirmed? That's all I'm saying. Slowly waiting for these flips to fill. One thing that you have to keep in mind while flipping now is you got to be very patient these days, okay? You have to keep your eye on the margins, but you also have to be very patient. Villy says, going to sleep, going to watch that overnight vid on my phone. It's almost 1 a.m. here. Villy, man, you better get to bed, dude. Maybe you want to watch it tomorrow. I'm just saying, I mean, I love all the views and stuff like that, but I don't want you to fall asleep during the video, you know what I mean? And, of course, nothing is better than getting a good night's rest, getting on the Grand Exchange, and just absolutely tearing it apart the next day. It's incredible, the feeling that gives you. Speaking from experience, of course. See, I say this, but then I'm so hypocritical as well that, like, I stay up until like 2 in the morning watching YouTube videos, so I understand the struggle, okay? It is very hard to self-enforce this. Good night and good luck with the flips. Thank you, Villy, man. Do appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. Seriously, it means a lot. We're going to try to get this scythe here, so we can get a good margin on it. Prices just updated on that scythe, so we should be able to get one. Again, we are in a little bit of a waiting period for these flips to come in. The Armadillo chain skirts, not really a great margin on for them anymore. So maybe we'll walk away from those. Again, not a super profitable session as of right now. I mean, it's not profitable, but I was hoping we'd be making a little bit more at this point in time. We'll be patient. We'll be patient. The Just This Year armor set also, like, the margin kind of went away as well. Horse said, enjoyed the video today. Good to see you, Horse. He says, gonna need to start doing more overnight since active flips are a lot more competitive for my cash stack. I'm telling you, overnight flipping is by far the easiest and best way to grow a cash stack. I mean, active flipping is really great too because it's not that hard to do, but active flipping also takes a lot of time. You have to consider that. You have to sit at the Grand Exchange, buy and sell items back and forth, basically very, very actively. So I really feel like a lot of people will benefit from trying to do overnight flips and actually learning how overnight flipping works. I think it can make a big difference in your gains. Adding overnight flipping to active flipping as well is just, I mean, I don't have to tell you that's an incredible strategy, do I? And look, when you first learn how to do overnight flips, you might mess up some overnight flips and lose some money. But I'm telling you, it is by far better to try to learn how to do overnights and lose money doing so than not attempt them at all. I'm telling you. Because that small price you're going to pay in the short term is going to make you tens of hundreds of millions of GP in the long run. Saints fan says, I find I get burned more often than make a profit with overnight flipping. Maybe I just need to keep trying. If you keep buying and selling for lower the next day, there's kind of two ways that you can handle something or a situation like that, right? So the first thing would be, are you listing low enough? Maybe you're filling your offers too high up and you need to list a little bit lower on your offers to buy them for a cheaper price overnight as compared to a higher price. Remember, it is more important to list too low and not have an item buy than to list too high and sell the item for a loss. Now, the second thing you might want to consider doing is when you log on the next day, Saint, maybe you're not going to log in to play necessarily. Maybe you're going to be, you'll log in later in the day to play, maybe after work or something like that. So what you can do is you can actually list these items back onto the Grand Exchange for a little bit higher. Look at those price graphs again, see where the thing is fluctuating throughout the day or the item is fluctuating, and list it near its high daily price. That way, when you're not playing, the item might sell while you're offline, and you're actually going to make a little bit more profit on that item as compared to a small profit or even a break even. Or a loss. Maybe you can even turn it around and get out of a loss that way. So again, there's really a lot of ways to handle it. You just have to tweak your strategy to kind of correct your profit, I guess. Not really your profit, just your strategy. You got to tweak it. Again, no hate at all. I mean, you got to do what works for you, of course, at the end of the day, but that would be my suggestion into trying to get that to work. Now, we're actually going to go back in on the Twisted Bow again. I know I keep cycling through the Elysian and the Twisted Bow, but I'm really trying to do it based on which one has the more active margin on it, which margin has been updated more frequently, because then we know the price information on that margin is a little bit more accurate. So, again, that's what I'm trying to focus on here. By the way, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying this live stream. Really helps me out a lot. And join us on Discord as well if you're not with us already. We have a Discord group dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape, and we'd love to have you in there. We have over 2,000 members these days, so we really would like your participation in there, and I think it could help you out a lot as well. And you can chat with me directly on Discord. If you have any questions specifically for me, just shoot me a private message on Discord and I will get back to you. I will guarantee a response, but I won't guarantee a fast response. We'll keep an eye on that Twisted Bow as well. We should be able to get another one here sometime soon. We are above margin on that right now, so shouldn't be too hard to actually get one. Ray Leo says, hey, do you have any good item suggestions for a 10 mil cash stack? I think I should be trying Barrow's items. You could try Barrow's items with his real-time price information, but the way that I would focus on a 10 mil stack in this current meta is to still focus on high volume items. Things like sharks, monkfish, manta rays, air orbs, battle stabs, dwarf weed is good, amethyst crystal, blood runes, death runes, law runes, nature runes, Zalver scales. All of those items are really, really great as well. We actually have a flipping 10 to 100 mil series that you could follow, Ray, that has a ton more items in there as well if you need more ideas for specific items. But I would recommend on those items. Sean says, how did the dragon harpoons work out for you? I don't have any dragon harpoons. I know I said in the video I didn't have any harpoons. Now I still don't have any harpoons, but I really do have a good feeling that harpoons probably going to break 3 mil very, very soon. Now, what makes me think of this is a lot of people, look, a lot of people are doubting, you know, they've held these investments for months on end. The update comes out and the item completely crashes. Well, that's because a lot of people, like I previously mentioned on some of our previous live streams, everyone's dumping the item. Of course, it's going to come down in price when, you know, there's maybe not that much demand immediately for the harpoons, but there's a lot of supply. Now, think about how the long-term think about long-term meta and long-term supply of the item. If there's not a lot of dragon harpoons coming into the game, but the Temporos boss remains a great way to train fishing, or if not a great way, an enjoyable way that's still used, kind of like Wintertide, then where do you think the price point of the dragon harpoons will be in the future when maybe people don't have a ton of these harpoons on hand? I really think there's a high price point on those dragon harpoons, and I think we're going to see a price recovery within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Azagon Gaming says, finally caught you live, LOL. Been watching your videos, love it. Thank you, Azman, do appreciate it, and welcome to the stream, man, seriously. Jacob Fody says, can you briefly run us through how to overnight flip? Jacob, I just put a video on that today. I just put it out today, so you can go check that out on my channel. But in summary, very quick overnight guide. Look at the OSRS price wiki, look where it's trading on its daily low and its daily high, and list near its daily low price. That should be, in general, that's the easiest way to do overnights. Ray says, thank you. No problem, Ray, man. I'm glad you are enjoying it, and thank you for tuning into the stream, man. Seriously, appreciate it. Now, we're slowly waiting for a lot of these items to come through here, guys, and we're just kind of being patient. We are coming up on our hour mark here, but I would like to get a few more items moving if we can help it. The Twisted Bow, we're still waiting on that. We're still on margin for that as well, although the margin does look a little bit outdated, and the Elysian margin did update as well, but we're still off margin for that. So, anyway. Just slowly waiting. A lot of patience involved in flipping these days. I mean, there's always been patience, but... Scythe is still not buying either, and the margin's very, very tight on it right now. Wow. Okay, the margin on the Scythe just changed, and I was literally 50k too low on that. It's a little bit frustrating. I guess I'll try to get another one. Oh, shoot. Well, that's interesting. We might be able to still flip it anyway. We'll have to see. Hold on. I feel like more patience, the old ways you get more impatient now, do you know when you bought and sold one without waiting 10 minutes? That's true, but the margins these days with the real-time prices, you can see exactly where it's moving, and so can other people as well. So when these margins move, a lot of people shift their offers as well, and if you're not shifting your offers, you could be a little bit behind on the flip. Not in every situation, but that's kind of how active flipping is these days. Hopefully we're not in a bad situation on that Scythe, considering we instant bought one. We gotta be patient on that. We must have patience. I'm pretty impatient today, not gonna lie. So what we did for this Scythe, since we did instant buy one, but the margin still looks decent on it, I did list it for a relatively higher price than where it was previously. I do think it's going to fill, considering the price on the Scythe is pretty tight right now. So if the price does break upwards, our offer will actually end up selling. It's not going to be a big profit. It's going to be about 500k or so, but we still will make a profit on the item, which is obviously preferable compared to a loss. And still no luck on that Twisted Bow yet, huh? We'll leave it for now. Saints Fan says, do you find that even though you've turned off the GE plugin, your prices are still being sent to the wiki? It's not that my prices are being sent, it's that someone else who is buying or selling, or like selling me the item, has their GE prices on. So what that actually does is the price gets recorded because they have the plugin on, right? So unfortunately, there's no way to get around that one. Grazi looks like it might be a decent flip if we can get one going here. We did get one very, very quickly. We're gonna try to turn it around very quick and just secure a nice little margin on it. AS says, do you think that being able to flip twisted bows is a game changer in terms of profit per hour? I'm still about 100 mil off of affording one. There we go. We got the Grazi. Very, very easy. I would say, I don't think it's a game changer in terms of profit per hour. It's just easier to flip them and make better profit per hour, if that makes sense. It's not like if you can't flip a twisted bow, you're not going to make good GP per hour. It's just, it's going to be a little bit more effort to make that GP per hour. That would be my 2 cents on that one. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap up the stream there today. It seems like we're at a good spot. I'm going to leave the scythe in here at its current price level. Pretty sure that's going to sell over the next hour or so. At the same time, though, I am going to cut back on my other offers. We are going to wrap it up there. Currently, we're at about 3.6 mil in profit, which is not that great, but it's not that bad either, right? 3.6 mil an hour is obviously very, very good. But at the same time, like, we should have been a little bit better considering how much money we have on hand to actually flip with. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. Tons of likes coming in on YouTube today, so I really am very thankful for that. Thank you for all the likes, guys. Do appreciate it. If you're not with us on Discord, be sure to join us with the link in the description below. I'm in the Discord group a lot, teaching you guys how to flip with your cash stack and answering questions relating to flipping. We have Paul Prince saying goodbye. We have Melon as saying bye as well. Great stream. Of course, guys. Be sure to come back on Friday to see us flip again. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.